Welcome to the Crystal Claire channel. In this video and probably a series of videos, I'm going to be sharing what I've channeled around Trump, and then of course any other information that comes in based on your questions or anything else that I get nudged to share. I am a channel, oracle, medium. You can hear more about me in the very first video on this account. But during my day job, I am a soul contract channel, and I channel for people all around the globe and identify their soul contracts and their mission and purpose and the reasons for why their soul wanted to be here during this time. Today, I'm going to be talking about Trump, and specifically up to his mugshots. And then in the next video, I'll be sharing about his mugshots because there's so much to cover. So when I asked my guides, I don't know much. I'm not political. I don't know left from right, red from blue. I understand a little bit, but I've never been very political. I've never watched the news. I never understood it. And now I know why. But I started channeling out of the blue a few years ago. So of course, I know that Trump was our president for 4 years. And to be honest, when he first got into presidency, there was a lot of hatred, and I fell in line with that. They just showed on the news lots of bad, annoying things. And I didn't know any better. So when I started channeling today, based on the questions from you guys and some other people who asked me to channel Trump, I had no idea what I was going to be shown. So I told my guides, show me what I need to know for you guys, for the collective, for the highest good of all. And what they showed me was that his soul chose this human avatar. His soul chose Trump, on purpose. The playboy, the billionaire, the ego, doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. He chose that on purpose, and he chose to live his life that way for the majority of his life. He's not political. He couldn't be bought, right? He's not like normal politicians. They said normal politicians have many politicians, especially those in positions of power or the illusion of power. There's power above them. I've learned, they've shown me, but, the ones in big positions of power, like over state or country, a lot of them are very corrupt. They've done a lot of really awful things. But that's of course, that stuff doesn't come out in the media because they're in positions of power for a reason. Trump didn't play that game. So they said that he got into presidency and couldn't be bought. He couldn't be manipulated. He couldn't be controlled. And so what they did is they tried to dig up all the bad stuff they could find on him, which I guess if that's all they could find, it wasn't that bad. Whatever they had out there. Like sexist comments sometimes and whatever. And not that those are good, but there's a lot of really bad stuff happening out there with politicians. But he was purposely placed into this position of power with this avatar, this billionaire, this playboy, this I don't care what anybody thinks type of attitude, in order to poke the bear, they said. He doesn't remember. We don't remember why we chose these avatars or why we have incarnated here at this time, what we're here to do. And once you connect to your higher self, you can get guidance, but he doesn't realize that this was all planned and that he was meant to poke the bear. So what they showed me was that the world, but specifically the United States and people around the globe, he was so aggravating to so many people. They showed so many things that aggravated so many people through the media that it woke people up to just being awake. They said that we've been walking around in a slumber. We've been walking around in like zombies and not paying attention to what's going on, not paying attention to what's the changes that have been happening over the last several decades or 100 years. We haven't been paying attention to the reality of the situation. And so he was purposely, he purposely chose this avatar, this aggravating avatar, to wake people up. So even though many people woke up and started paying attention because this annoying person's in the presidency, they're still awake, my guide said. They said that was the point. The point was to get people to poke them awake. So they're starting to pay attention now. He wasn't meant to go all 8 years. He was meant to go the 4 years. And yes, I know there's a lot of, propaganda and ideas around the election and all that and what happened. And maybe that stuff happened, maybe it didn't. But the point was he wasn't meant to go all 8 years from a cosmic perspective. He was only meant to go 4, enough to wake people up and then to be pulled back. So that now that people are awake and they're rooting for other people or just being awake, they've now started to notice things in our country and across the planet that they wouldn't have noticed before had the bear been not poked awake. if that makes sense. I was like, that's insane. So they said that he's here and he was meant to wake people up. Now they're awake. They're paying attention. People are starting to pay attention. People who were against him are now starting to change their minds because of the things that they've seen, because of what's happened the last 3 years, 4 years, and because of people are starting to wake up and do their own research for things, and they're not just taking the word for it, and they're not just taking media's word for it. And he was a big part of that. He was meant, his soul contract, one of his soul contracts was meant to aggravate people awake, so they were at least awake and can start making sense of what's going on or start asking questions. So part 2 in the next video, I'm going to share with you what's happening right now, specifically with the mugshots. It's so cool. I say it's so cool because I can see the cosmic level perspective. I'm taking the third dimensional humans out of this and what's happening here on a planet. I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to this it's really cool when you can see the bigger purpose and the bigger reasons for things. So stick around. If you have any specific questions about Trump, what he's doing, what's going on here, drop them in the comments below. I'll channel the answers. I don't have a lot to go on right now, like I said, because I don't have a lot of context. I don't follow this stuff. Now I'm curious and I want to go see what's going on. But I will channel your specific questions. Stick around for the next video where I talk about what exactly is happening with those mugshots. It's not what you think. Thanks for being here.